I'm Rantasmo, and video games need more gay. Although the culture and image of video games and the people who play them have evolved a lot over the years, they still have certain stigmas attached to them. The word gamer still tends to evoke images of young, white, male, straight people, when in fact gamers are a pretty diverse community. And a pretty solid cross-section of this community is the gay gamer, or if you're pressed for time, gamer. Not only are gay gamers a pretty sizable demographic, they're also a fairly untapped market. When you look at gay representation in video game history as a whole, it's been pretty sparse. There was Ring King, of course, the NES boxing game where shirtless men slow dance with each other, and then this happens. And I'm pretty much obligated to at least mention the Japanese Choiniki series, where, yeah, so that happened. Generally, the industry is pretty much dominated by heterosexual men, and most video games have tended to reflect that. And any sort of sexual content, gay content in particular, has often been met with controversy and censorship. We've seen a lot of this from this guy, ex-lawyer Jack Thompson. He's been a major activist against violence in video games, especially Grand Theft Auto. But he's also pretty anti-gay, and he tried making a big stink about the fact that the main character in Bully can kiss boys. Fortunately, most people don't take him very seriously, especially since he was disbarred in 2008 for basically being awful. In recent years, it seems like we've begun to more fully embrace the idea of gay games. Not completely, mind you, but when a Flash game where a unicorn frolics through a world of rainbows, fairies, and erasure music gets over 27 million plays, I'd say it's a good sign. There's of course the wildly popular Sims games, which go so far as to make same-sex and heterosexual relationships virtually interchangeable. All Sims are effectively bisexual by default, and same-sex couples can adopt kids and even get married. And there's the Japanese RPG Shadow Heart's Convenant, which has a gay pro wrestler who wears a butterfly mask and is also a vampire, thus fulfilling every fantasy I have ever had. Role-playing games are generally more likely to include gay content, since they often allow the player to create their own character with a unique background and personality, and sometimes have some sort of romance option or side quest. One game company that frequently offers a gay romance option is BioWare, but they have sort of a checkered history. In the martial arts action RPG Jade Empire, both male and female player characters have the option of romancing people of the same sex, but the gay option fades to black just before we get to the good stuff. I guess they were trying to avoid controversy brought on by Jack Thompson and his ilk, but it seems like all they did was exchange one controversy for another, that of blatant inequality. They did a little better with the sci-fi themed Mass Effect games, but they're restrictive in a different way. If your character, Commander Shepard, is created as female, they have a chance to get in on some girl-on-girl action, but male Shepard is strictly hetero, and BioWare hasn't been entirely clear on why that is. Obviously they're open to the idea of gay-male romance, or they wouldn't have put it in Jade Empire at all. Does the Mass Effect universe just have some sort of Space Marine don't ask, don't tell policy that they turn a blind eye to when sexually ambiguous blue space babes are involved? Or is it just that we're still hung up on the idea that a macho action hero protagonist can't also be gay? Have we completely forgotten about He-Man?
Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword.
Still, if we're grading on a curve, BioWare is to be commended for including these options at all. And their newest sword and sorcery fantasy game doesn't shy away from queer sexuality on either the male or female side. Male characters have the option of getting down and dirty with Zevran, the pansexual elven rogue, who's kind of like Captain Jack Harkness with a Spanish accent and a +3 rapier. Video games still have a ways to go if they really want to capture the so-called pink dollar. But it seems like we're well on our way to seeing video games get way gayer. And really, it's about time. Because if they won't let us get married in real life, the least they can do is let our Sims get married.